Hello students, welcome to our online video tutorial class. So as I have completed up to the phylum Chordata in the last video which I have made on the chapter Animal Kingdom. So in this specific video I am starting from the phylum Chordata. So first of all, let's see whatever the general and special features commonly found in case of phylum Chordata. We all know generally in case of Chordata they are having dorsal notochord, they are also having dorsal hollow nerve cord, and that is present obviously above the notochord. They are having also pharyngeal gill slits through which they can perform the process of breathing, respiration. They are having post-anal tail. Why it is called post-anal tail? Because this tail is extended just after anus, so for that reason it is called as post-anal tail. If you will see their body, it is bilaterally symmetrical, and their body is made up of 3 germ layers. That's why they are known as triploblastic. They are enterocoelomate because, keep it in your mind, their coelom is further producing the enteron or gut, so that's why they are commonly known as enterocoelomate. They are having organ system level of organization, and they are having closed circulatory system because the body fluid is passing through the blood vessel. So these are the general features which are commonly found, as well as the special features which are commonly found in case of chordate. This is the body plan you can see present in case of chordate. This is the notochord, this is the dorsal hollow nerve cord, this is the post-anal tail, this is the pharyngeal gill slits present. Now in this slide we are discussing about the difference between the chordate and non-chordate. Obviously we know that based on the presence of the notochord we have made this classification. So first of all, in case of chordate we can say the notochord is present. Obviously for the non-chordate our answer will be notochord is absent. In case of chordate, central nervous system is present, that is dorsal, hollow and single. But in case of non-chordate, keep it in your mind, the central nervous system is present, that is ventral, solid and double. In case of chordate, the pharynx is perforated by the gill slits. Keep it in your mind, the pharynx portion which is present, that is perforated by the gill slits. And next, non-chordate gill slits are absent actually for them. Next, in case of chordate, heart is ventral, and in case of non-chordate, heart is dorsal if present. Next, in case of chordate, the post-anal tail is present, but in case of non-chordate, post-anal tail is totally absent. Okay, so this is the actual differences in present in between chordate and non-chordate. Now we will be discussing regarding the classification of chordate. If you will see the classification of the chordate, first of all it is subdivided into 3 subphylums. First of all, that is subphylum Urochordata, then subphylum Cephalochordata, and third one, that is the subphylum Vertebrata. So Urochordate, Cephalochordate and Vertebrate, these are actually the different classes under the phylum Chordata, or you can say different subphylum under phylum Chordata. Now the point is the subphylum which is actually the Urochordate, keep it in your mind, they can be also called as tunicates, and keep it in your mind, in case of cephalochordate organisms they are commonly known as amphioxus or lanceolate. And if you come to the vertebrate, obviously starting from the fish up to mammal, all organisms are belonging from the subphylum Vertebrata. First of all, we are starting with the subphylum Urochordate. Obviously the representative organism of this subphylum is sea skirts. So the structure of the sea skirt is also shown here. Spend most of their lives attached to the rocks or the underside of the boat. They are present in a firm condition, and that is their body is flexible covering, that is called as tunic, and that's why they are commonly known as tunicates. They are having notochord, and that is restricted in the tail region. That's why they are commonly known as Urochordata. So Urochordata commonly means what? Uro means tail and chordata means notochord. So when the notochord is restricted exclusively in the ura or tail region, then this kind of organisms are placed within the subphylum, that is Urochordate. Keep it in your mind, they are having a covering that is commonly known as tunic or testa. That's why they are known as tunicates. Okay. Now we are just going to the next slide, and here we will be discussing regarding the subphylum Cephalochordata, and they are commonly known as lanceolates. Keep it in your mind, they are getting these names from their blade like shape, for that reason they are known as lanceolates. as larvae alternate between the swimming upward and passively sinking to eat plankton. So larval form, according to their requirement, they can come to the surface of the water and they are again sinking inside the water so that they can eat the plankton. After metamorphosis into the adults, they burrow into the sand and leave their head exposed to filter in food. So obviously you can see in the figure also they are burrowing inside the sand but leave their head, that means they are just keeping their head out of the sand so that they can filter the food. Tail extends from the head to the tail region and that persists throughout the life. So specifically it will be the notochord extends from the head to tail region. It is written tail extends, but it will be the notochord extends from the head region to the tail region. That's why their name has been given Chordata. That means the notochord is starting from the head extended up to the tail and it is persisting throughout the entire life. Now in the next slide we can see there is a question which is commonly asked, that is all vertebrates are chordate but all chordates are not vertebrates. Why? Keep it in your mind, in the subphylum Vertebrata the notochord is present in embryo that will be get replaced by the bony vertebral column in adult. Thus it can be said that all vertebrates are chordates because they are obviously having the notochord and that notochord is getting replaced by the vertebral column. But in case of other chordates, as an example urochordate and cephalochordate, if you think, their notochord is present in the larval form also and throughout the life also. If you see, they are having the notochord that is not getting replaced by the the vertebral column. So for that reason, for urochordate and cephalochordate their vertebral column is not getting produced, but for the vertebrate organism the vertebral column is generally coming. So obviously we can consider this, that the vertebrate organisms are obviously the chordate because they are having initially the notochord, but chordate organisms they are not vertebrate because for them the vertebral column is not getting produced for that reason. So this is the actual reason why the vertebrates are chordate but all chordates are not vertebrates. Now we have come to the classification of vertebrata. In the classification of the vertebrata we can see the vertebrate organisms are further divided into two categories. One is agnatha, another one is gnathostomata. Agnatha word means absence of the gnathos or absence of the jaws. That means in case of which organisms the jaw is absent or jaw is lacking, those organisms are placed within agnatha. As an example, within that the class cyclostomata is present. That means those organisms are placed here who are having circular mouth. So for that reason the cyclostomata organisms are placed in this specific class. If you come to the gnathostomata, that means who are having jawed mouth, that means jaw containing mouth, jaw bearing mouth. So these specific organisms are further divided into two super classes. One is Pisces, another one is Tetrapoda. Within the Pisces obviously the entire fishes are coming, cartilaginous and bony fishes, that is Chondrichthyes and Osteichthyes respectively they are coming. And if you go to the Tetrapoda, from the name you can understand they are having 4 legs, that is amphibia, reptilia, bird and mammal. So these all organisms are belonging under the superclass Tetrapoda. So this is overall the classification of vertebrata. So in the next slide we will start discussing regarding the agnatha, that means specifically regarding the class cyclostomata. Here you can see class cyclostomata, already I have told that the mouth is circular. So for that reason their name has been given cyclostomata. Cyclo means circular and stomata means mouth here. If this stomata is not, don't mix it up with the stomata which is present in the plant. Now first of all the habitat. Habitat means they are ectoparasites on some of the fishes. In case of marine fishes, on their body surface these organisms remain attached. They are marine exclusively but migrate for spawning purpose to fresh water. So for the egg laying purpose only they are coming to the fresh water, otherwise full life they are just present in the marine water. After spawning they will die. So this is actually their life cycle. Body structure, they are having elongated body like other specific organisms who are also present in invertebrates. Respiratory system, 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits are present. Mouth, that is suctorial mouth part, that means by which specific mouth part they can suck the nourishment. They are having also circular mouth without jaw. So for that reason it will be very much easier for them to suck the nourishment, to suck the nutrients from the fish's body on which it is present. Body covering, obviously their body is devoid of scales and paired fin. That means their body is not covered by any scale, not covered by any fin. Endoskeleton, exclusively cranium is present and vertebral column is also present, and both are cartilaginous. Keep it in your mind, cranium, that is the skull, and vertebral column, both are present but both are cartilaginous. Circulation is actually of closed type of circulation. Larval form, their larvae after metamorphosis return to the ocean. So circulation is obviously closed type because the body fluid or the blood is circulated through the blood vessel, enclosed, that is. And in case of larval form, you can consider that after metamorphosis, that means after just changing their shape and looking, they will return to the ocean. Okay. So this is actually the basic features which can be commonly found in case of class Cyclostomata. Now I am just going to show you the picture of the Cyclostomata. This is the hackfish and this is the lamprey. So these specific organisms are belonging from this class Cyclostomata. You can see the mouth structure. You can understand they are not having any kind of jaw-like structure. So for that reason, by this sucker-like mouth part or round mouth part, they remain attached with the surface of the parasite host fish. They are having gill slits, they are having tentacles surrounding the mouth, and they are having the mucous glands also on the lateral side of the body surface. Lamprey also, they have seven pairs of the gill slits, they are having the circular mouth, and they are having a small fin-like structure, but that is not the paired fin which are present in case of fishes. Okay. So this is overall the two organisms belonging from the class Cyclostomata, lamprey and hackfish. Okay, so next we are going for class Chondrichthyes. That means we are now entering within the vertebrate organisms, specifically the fish. Keep it in your mind, Chondrichthyes means these are the fishes who are containing cartilage, or you can say, or you can consider it as a cartilage containing fishes, because their entire skeleton is made up of cartilage. Their skeleton is not made up of bones. So first, coming to the general features of these specific organisms. Habitat exclusively marine, fresh water cannot be found. Body shape is streamlined body, because when they are swimming in the water, so obviously they should have the streamlined body which will be helping them for further swimming. Endoskeleton, that is cartilaginous endoskeleton. Exoskeleton, that is one kind of scale is only present in their body, that is the placoid scale. Skin is obviously covered by the scale, that name already I have told, placoid scale. If you see the limb, they are having paired fin. The two types of fins are commonly present. One is pelvic fin, another one is pectoral fin. And in case of limb also, they are having unpaired fin. As an example, dorsal fin, ventral fin and caudal fin. So these three kinds of unpaired fins are also there, with that paired fin, pelvic fin and pectoral fin present. If you go for the mouth, you will see that mouth is ventrally located. Mouth is not present terminally like bony fishes. Just when I will be showing the photo of this Chondrichthyes fishes, you can understand properly where the mouth is actually located. Alimentary canal, that is the gut opens by the cloacal valve and scroll valve. Keep it in your mind, this alimentary canal, that is the gut that is opening outside by the cloacal valve and scroll valve. Heart is exclusively two chambered, one auricle, one ventricle. Respiration, 5 to 7 pairs of gills are present and they are covered by the operculum. Keep it in your mind, but true operculum in case of some of the fishes cannot be found. Just a covering, a very thin skin like covering is present. Excretion, keep it in your mind, they are having kidney as excretory organ, and exclusively keep it in your mind, they are ureotelic because they are releasing urea as excretory material. Nervous system, 10 pairs of nerves are present. Keep it in your mind, those nerves are commonly known as cranial nerves. Body temperature is exclusively they are cold-blooded organisms. And sexual forms, that is they are unisexual, because within each and every body only one kind of sex organ is present, not all kinds. So that's why they can show the unisexuality. Special features, keep it in your mind, their teeth are modified placoid scale. So the placoid scale which is present on their body surface, that is getting modified to form the teeth, which are backwardly directed. If you see their teeth structure or the arrangement of the teeth, you will see that all the teeth are backwardly directed. Their jaws are very powerful. Okay, the animals are predaceous because they are mostly predators. They are capturing other various small species, other animals as a food. They are not having swim bladder, so that's why they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. So they can't take rest by standing in one position. They have to always swim. So why? Because they are not having the swim bladder, and if they will stand in one position, they will start sinking. So for avoid sinking, they are always swimming. Some of them have electric organ and have some poisonous sting also. So in case of some of the fishes under this chondrichthyes, you can see they are having the electric organ by which they can produce electricity. As an example, electric ray. And some of the fishes, they are having the poison sting also. They lack the capacity to regulate their body temperature. So obviously they are cold blooded, so for that reason they can't obviously regulate the body temperature. Male pelvic fins bear claspers. Keep it in your mind, in case of male, the pelvic fins, the fins which are present in the pelvis region, okay, so that is containing the clasper. Clasper is actually responsible for reproduction. They have internal fertilization. Obviously the fertilization is taking place within the female's body, so that's why they are having internal type of fertilization. Next is that many of them are viviparous, because these specific chondrichthyes animals, they are not producing any eggs, they are not laying any eggs, rather they are producing the babies. So that's why they are viviparous. Coming to the next slide, you can see the figure of the chondrichthyes fishes. This is the dogfish, scoliodon. You can see properly where the mouth is present. It is present ventrally. This is called the ventral mouth. This is the sawfish. Sawfish is actually the Pristis sp. So this is also present under the water, coming within the chondrichthyes. This is the great white shark, Carcharodon. Carcharodon is sp. So this is also under the chondrichthyes, and this is the stingray, Trigon sp. Okay, or they can be also called as this trigon. So this, that's why these specific organisms are present under chondrichthyes. Okay, they can be also called as sometimes torpedo. Okay, now after chondrichthyes we have come to the next category, that is class Osteichthyes. Keep it in your mind, all the bony fishes are coming from this class, or they are belonging from this class. So let's see their general features. First of all, habitat. Habitat is exclusively they are freshwater. Very few are present who are marine. Body shape, streamlined body, obviously, because they need to swim. Endoskeleton, that is made up of bone. Exoskeleton, that is made up of three kinds of scales: cycloid, ctenoid, ganoid. These three kinds of scales are present in case of exoskeleton. Skin, that is covered by the scale. Limb, that is two types of limbs, that means paired fins are present, because they are not having any limb, only the fins are present. Paired fins are there, that is pelvic fin and pectoral fin, and unpaired fins are there, that is the dorsal fin, ventral fin and caudal fin, okay, which is present dorsally, which is present ventrally, and which is present towards the tail. Mouth, it's not ventral like the chondrichthyes, rather it is terminal. Alimentary canal, that is gut opens by anus, and there is no scroll valve present like the chondrichthyes organisms. Heart, that is absolutely two chambered, one auricle, one ventricle. Respiration, they are having four pairs of gills, and keep it in your mind, operculum is present, that is covered by a hard operculum, the gills. Excretion, opisthonephric kidney. Opisthonephric kidney means the type of the kidney which is almost, you can say, primitive or rudimentary type of kidney, and they are ammonotelic, that means releasing ammonia. Nervous system, if you see, you can see here they are having 10 pairs of cranial nerves. They can't regulate their body temperature because they are cold blooded or poikilothermic. If you see their sexual forms, they are unisexual. In two separate body, two sex organs are present. Birth process, obviously they can produce the eggs, they are laying eggs, so for that reason they are oviparous. Development is direct, and fertilization process is external, because the fertilization in between sperm and egg is happening outside of the body in the water. So for that reason they are showing external type of fertilization. If you come to the special feature, we can see the special feature is exclusively, that is air bladder is present, which maintains the buoyancy. That is only the special feature can be commonly found in case of these specific animals. Now whatever the type of fishes are coming under this Osteichthyes or bony fish family, this is the fish that is called as flying fish. Scientific name is Exocetus sp. So this is belonging from Osteichthyes because this is bony fish. Seahorse, that is a marine animal, that is Hippocampus sp. That is also under this Osteichthyes. This is angelfish. Commonly we are keeping this fish in our aquarium. So we have seen this one, Pterophyllum sp. So this is also another kind of Osteichthyes. Rohu, we all know, Labiorohita, Katla, Katla. So this is also the fishes which we are eating regularly. So these are also under Osteichthyes. Magur or Clarius batrachus, that is the scientific name of magur. That is also fighter fish. This is also another aquarium fish which is commonly or scientifically known as betta fish. So this is also can be kept in the aquarium, and we have already listened regarding this fish that only one fish only we have to keep it in the aquarium. More than one we can't keep, otherwise they will start fighting and they will kill each other if multiple fishes are kept. So for that reason, these fishes, whatever the photographs I have shown in these two slides, these two types in this all these organisms or all these fishes are belonging from class Osteichthyes. Now we have come to the class Amphibia. In case of class Amphibia, first of all we need to know the general features. Whatever the general features commonly found, the general features are first of all habitat, they are terrestrial and aquatic. Body shape, their body is elongated and that is divided into head, neck, trunk and tail. Keep it in your mind, they are having the endoskeleton that is made up of bone, we all know. Exoskeleton, that is absent in case of this amphibian organisms. Skin is smooth, moist, and mucus and poison glands are present. Limb, that is obviously two pairs because they are tetrapoda organisms, and those limbs are pentadactyl because 5 finger containing each and every limb. Without claw, in the limb there is no claw, and obviously hoof is also absent, but keep it in your mind, the fingers are webbed, that means the fingers are properly attached by the help of skin. If you see the mouth, keep it in your mind, they are large mouth with teeth in the jaw. Alimentary canal, keep it in your mind, alimentary canal is extended from the mouth up to cloaca. Heart is obviously 3-chambered heart, 2 auricle and 1 ventricle is present. Respiration, that is branchial respiration in the larval form, that means happening through the help of gills. And in case of adult, if you see, the skin is helping in the respiration, that is a cutaneous respiration, as well as pulmonous, that is a lung, it is also helping in the respiration, that is a pulmonary respiration. If you see the excretion, that is a moderate kind of kidney is responsible for this excretion, that is mesonephric kidney. Opisthonephric kidney I have told, that is a primitive type, rudimentary type of kidney which was involved in case of fishes, but in case of amphibian organism they are having mesonephric kidney, that is intermediately modified kidney. Nervous system, that is the cranial nerve can be found, that is 10 pairs in number. Body temperature, keep it in your mind, cold blooded they are poikilothermic also. Sexual forms, exclusively they are unisexual because the sex organs are present in separate body. Birth process, they are exclusively oviparous because they are laying the eggs. Development, that is indirect development because they are having the larval form. As an example, in case of frog, the tadpole larva can be found. Fertilization, that is external exclusively, that means happening outside of the body. Now coming to the special features of class Amphibia. Body is divisible into the head and trunk. There is no neck region because neck is not segregated from the head properly. Head and neck is properly joined and trunk is there. Tail may be present in some organisms. In some of the organisms, tails are absent. The eyes have eyelids, keep it in your mind, that means they can cover their eye, but in case of fish you have seen they are not having any eyelids. They are having tympanum, that is a membranous structure just present behind the eye, and that is representing the ear, that is acting as a ear. Alimentary canal, urinary bladder, reproductive tract, these are all opening to a common chamber, and that chamber is called as cloaca. So keep it in your mind, this all specific canal, bladder and reproductive tract, these are all opening to a common chamber, that is cloaca. Okay, that is a common passage present in case of amphibian organisms. Now just in this slide you can see the photograph of the amphibian organism. This is the toad, which is bufo. This is the frog, that is Rana tigrina. This is the tree frog, Hyla sp, and this is the salamander, or it can be also called as Himalayan newt, Salamandra sp. So these are the 4 representative animals belonging from this specific class, that is class Amphibia. Now we have come to the next specific class, that is class Reptilia. Keep it in your mind: turtles, crocodiles, snakes, lizard and Tuatara. Tuatara is actually can be called as Phenodon. It is also like a lizard, but it is little bit larger in size. So these specific organisms are belonging from class Reptilia. So first of all, the general features we need to know regarding this class Reptilia. Habitat, that is mostly they are terrestrial, few are obviously aquatic. Body shape, elongated body, and that is divided into head, neck, trunk and tail. Keep it in your mind, their body is divided into head, neck, trunk and tail. Next one is that endoskeleton, that is exclusively made up of bone, and exoskeleton, that is made up of epidermal scales, that the scales are present on the skin surface. They are having shields also, that means thicker scales are also present. They are having plate like structure, they are having scute like structure also. Skin, if you see the skin, they are having dry skin that is devoid of gland. Limb, that is 2 pairs of limbs are present, and pentadactyl limbs, that means containing 5 fingers. And keep it in your mind, they are having the digits present in the finger, they are present in the limb, which are containing the horny claw, that means claw is present and those are very sharp, horny. Mouth, if you see, that is terminal mouth, and jaw is present with conical teeth, that means each and every teeth shape is conical. Keep it in your mind, this teeth is absent in case of tortoise. Alimentary canal, exclusively the canal is extended starting from the mouth to the cloaca. And next point is that heart. If you see the heart, you can see there are 3 chambers are present, 2 auricle and 1 ventricle. In case of crocodile, only the exception, they are having 4 chambers in the heart, but they are under this class Reptilia. Respiration is exclusively pulmonary respiration, which is taking place by the help of lung. Excretion, that is a metanephric kidney, that is a modified one, and it is functioning well compared to the opisthonephric and mesonephric kidney. Nervous system, exclusively they are having cranial nerves, and that is not 10 pairs, rather 12 pairs, because up to Amphibia we have seen cranial nerves, that is 10 pairs only present, but from this Reptilia onwards the cranial nerve is 12 pairs. Body temperature, they are also cold blooded or poikilothermic, so they can't regulate their body temperature with the environmental changes in temperature. Sexual form, they are unisexual, because each and every body is responsible for carrying each and every sex organ. Birth process, they are also oviparous because they are laying eggs. Development, direct development, because in case of reptile there is no larval form. Fertilization, that is internal fertilization, that is taking place within the female body. Now coming to the special feature of class Reptilia. First of all, they don't have external ear opening. Ear opening is absent totally. They are having tympanum like amphibian organisms, and that is representing the ear. Keep it in your mind, snakes and lizards, they can shed their body scales as a skin cast. So when the seasonal change can be found, or the seasonal change can happen, according to that time they can just shed off their body scales, and that can be called as skin cast. So here you can see in this specific slide 2 kinds of tortoise, that is present under the water and that is terrestrial. The tortoise which is present under the water, that is commonly known as turtle, that we are not saying as a tortoise, that is turtle, as a scientific name Chilone sp. And if you come to the terrestrial one, that is the tortoise, scientific name is Testudo sp. That means obviously these 2 organisms are maybe same looking, but they are different according to their habitat. They are different also according to their limb structure specifically, because in case of turtle or Chilone they are having paddle like structure, but in case of tortoise they are having true limb through which they can walk on the ground surface. Coming to the next slide. In the next slide you can see more organisms who are belonging from the class Reptilia. This is the tree lizard, chameleon sp, which can change its color. It can camouflage, we all know. This is the garden lizard, that is Calotes sp, which can be commonly found in the garden. This is the crocodile, we all know, Crocodilus sp, and this is also another kind of the crocodile that is commonly found in the American subcontinent, that is alligator, that is a blunt mouth. There is a difference in between crocodile and alligator. In case of crocodile, their mouth is pointed towards anterior, but in case of alligator the mouth is totally blunt, and the body size is also quite bigger than the crocodile. This is the wall lizard which we can see in our home also, Hemidactylus sp. This is the poisonous snake, cobra, scientific name Naza. This is the crate, and keep it in your mind, the scientific name is Pangurus sp. These are commonly known as crate. And this is the vipera or viper, okay, Russell's viper, reticulated viper. So this kind of all snakes are coming within this category, viper category. Vipera sp is the scientific name. Now just we are shifting to the next class, and the next class is class aves. So first of all, we need to discuss regarding the general features. So habitat obviously terrestrial, but sometimes they also can fly because they are having wings, so by that they can fly. Body shape, that is also streamlined body, elongated for flying. Endoskeleton is exclusively bony, but inside the bone marrow is absent, that is totally hollow, so that's why their bone is called as pneumatic bone. Exoskeleton, they are having feathers, they are just covering their body. They are having scales on the surface of leg, and they are having sheath, a covering on the beak. Keep it in your mind, their skin is dry and devoid of gland. They are having oil gland, which can be also called as preen gland. What is the use of this gland? This oil gland is present actually towards the tail feather, and from there they are just, by the help of beak, they are taking a little bit amount of oil and they are just rub their beak on the surface of their body. In case of crow and in case of some other birds, we have seen, I think, this specific activity. They are taking their beak towards posterior, that means towards the tail, and after that they are just rubbing their beak on their body surface. So here is actually the main motto of the bird is to take the oil from the oil gland or preen gland, and after that just rub that oil on the body surface so that the feather will be getting waterproof. During the time of rainy season or during the time of rain, their feathers will not be getting wet and they can fly properly. That's why. Keep it in your mind, their alimentary canal, that is obviously extended from mouth to anus. This is a very important point. Keep it in your mind, their limb, that is 2 pairs, and out of the 2 pair, 4 limbs are modified into wing and hind limbs are actually producing the leg. Mouth, that is obviously bounded by the beak and that is covered by the horny sheath, already I have told. Heart is 4 chambered because 2 auricles and 2 ventricles are present. Respiration, obviously they are performing the pulmonary respiration because they are having lung. With that, 9 pairs of extra air sacs are present also in their body, which is helping them to fly. Excretion, if you see, they are having metanephric type of kidney, that is a well modified kidney, and keep it in your mind, they are exclusively uricotelic because they are releasing uric acid as a excretory material. Nervous system, they are having cranial nerves, and that is 12 pairs of cranial nerves are present. Body temperature, they are exclusively warm blooded, that means up to reptilia, if you see, they are poikilothermic or cold blooded, but specifically in bird they are homeothermic or warm blooded. And after this, whatever the last class is coming, that is mammalia, that is also warm blooded animal or homeothermic animal. Sexual forms, they are exclusively unisexual because within each and every body one sex organ is present. Birth process, they are oviparous because they are laying eggs, and from those eggs new babies take birth. Development, direct development, no larval form. Fertilization, obviously internal within the female body. So these are the general features which can be found in case of class aves or bird. Coming to the special features, if you see the special features, you can see first one, the digestive tract of the bird has additional chambers. As an example, the crop and gizzard. This crop and gizzard structures are commonly found in case of insect like cockroach, but this specific structure is present in this well developed organism also, that is in birds. They are having the hind limb which is modified for walking, swimming or clasping the tree branches, that means for gripping the tree branches. Keep it in your mind, few flightless birds are also present whose feathers are not well modified, whose wings are not well modified for the flight purpose. So for that reason they can walk, they can run even. So those specific birds are commonly known as ratiti. Ratiti bird means who can run, and carinati means those birds who can fly. Okay, so these are the 2 categories under this specific class, aves. So here you can see the photograph of the crow, Corvus splendens, and pigeon, that is the Columba livia. We all actually familiar with these two organisms. Next, parrot, Psittacula sp, that also known to us. This is the ostrich, that is the runner bird. Ratiti, Struthio sp, Struthio camelus, scientific name. This is the peacock, Pavo cristatus. Keep it in your mind, this is also known to us. Penguin, this is also another flightless bird, that is Aptenodites sp. And the last one, that is the vulture, Neophron, that is also the flight bird that can fly to the very higher altitude. So these of the birds are the representative organisms under the class Aves. Now we have come to the last class, that is class Mammalia, and obviously this specific class is having the mammae. Mammae means mammary gland. So for that reason they are kept as they are called as Mammalia. So first of all we need to discuss about the basic features of the mammals. First you can see the habitat is present, that is terrestrial and aquatic. Body shape, that is elongated body with various shapes present. Keep it in your mind, their endoskeleton is obviously bony and that is made up of bone marrow. Exoskeleton is also there, that is horny epidermal hair. They are having spines, they are having hairs, they are having claws, tail, nail, hoof, everything. Skin, that is glandular skin, that is covered by the presence of sebaceous gland and sweat gland on their skin. Sebaceous gland is responsible for secreting the sebum or the oil, and sweat gland is responsible for releasing the sweat. Limb is two pairs, pentadactyl limbs, 5 fingers are there within the limb. Mouth, that is bounded by movable lip. Alimentary canal, that is the mouth to anus, it is extended. Heart, that is 4-chambered heart, 2 auricles and 2 ventricles. Respiration, that is pulmonary with alveoli. Excretion, that is metanephric kidney, obviously ureotelic. Nervous system, cranial nerves are present, and that is 12 pairs of nerves are present. Body temperature, obviously they are homeothermic, that means they can control their body temperature, warm blooded. Sexual forms, they are unisexual because within each and every body, each and every sex organ is present. Birth processes, that is viviparous organisms they are because they are producing the baby. Few are ovoviviparous also within the mammal because they are producing the egg first, and from the egg the baby will be produced. Next, development. Development is the direct development obviously, and fertilization is exclusively internal fertilization. Special features, keep it in your mind, they are found in variety of habitat like polar ice cap, deserts, mountains, forests, grassland and dark caves. So these can be the habitat. Presence of mammary gland by which young ones are nourished, keep it in your mind, the mammary gland is present, so for that reason they are commonly known as mammals, and by which they are nourishing the organisms. They are having 2 pairs of limbs for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, swimming or flying. So all these activities they are present. External ear or pinna present, and that is also a special feature for this mammalian organisms. Different types of teeth present in jaw. So various kinds of teeth like that, thecodont teeth is present, then typhiodont teeth is present. So these kind of teeth are present, as well as incisor, canine, premolar, molar. These all kinds of teeth are present in case of these mammalian organisms. Okay, so these are the special features whatever we have discussed. Okay, now in the next, here you can see the figure of the horn-billed platypus, that is Ornithorhynchus sp, and this is commonly known as ovoviviparous organism because they are producing the egg first, and from the egg the newborn baby taking birth. In the next slide you can see the flying fox, that is Pteropus sp, and kangaroo is also present, that is a Macropus sp. So these are the organisms are also mammals. So in this specific slide you can see the camel is present, that is Camelus sp, monkey is present, that is Macaca sp, and rat, that is Rattus that is present, and dog, that is Canis familiaris. So these all organisms are belonging from the mammal. Next one, cat is present also, Felis domesticus. Elephant is there, Elephas maximus. Horse, that is Equus, and dolphin, that is Delphinus sp. So these all organisms are belonging from this class Mammalia. And at last we can say the blue whale, that is the largest organism of this world, Balanoptera sp, tiger, that is a Panthera tigris, and lion, that is a Panthera leo. So these all organisms are belonging from this class Mammalia. So I think you have listened this entire video properly, and each and every point whatever I have discussed, I think you have understood also properly, and you have enjoyed this video a lot. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Thanks a lot.